Yeah, it did feel a little bit like that for sure.
Yeah, no, I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if it was intentional, but to me it seemed like an intentional thing to do, where it's, the new guy coming on, especially after Lorca. He's a cool guy. We're all going to like him, He's kind of like Captain Dad over here.
That pretty much sums up this episode, but let's talk about Pike for a second.
Sure.
When you compare Captain Pike here to Jeffrey Hunter, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, so at this point right here, they have played Pike for about the exact same length of time. They kind of have their own takes on him, but I get a sense that Anson Mount was trying to, if not be 100% accurate, he was trying to be authentic to the character, as played by Jeffrey Hunter.
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't super brooding in this one, though.
No, they do need, I think they need to refocus that a little bit, because even if he was less brooding, he was very brooding in the cage.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of the cage, when they were in the ready room, when he's talking to Burnham in the ready room, he's like, "Hey man, how come there are no chairs here?" And then, he picks up that fortune from a fortune cookie that Lorca had, and there was something about, a cage, and I forget exactly what it said, but it was like, it mentioned a cage. I was like, I see what they did there. Nice touch.
Oh, I wish I could remember. Not every cage is a prison, and not every loss is eternal.
Yeah, something along those lines. But yeah, I thought that was a nice touch. But for me, I think I've said this before, but the actor that plays Pike in this seems to have jumbled Kirk. Well, I shouldn't say just Kirk. I should say William Shatner's Kirk with a little bit of Jeffrey Hunter's Pike, with a little bit of Greenwood's Pike too. So you kind of get a smash up of those three characters, in my opinion. But you're right. They probably should have focused a little more on the brooding part of Pike, especially since they had just had to sit out of the war and they're having a bit of survivor's guilt, like you said. I don't think they played that up enough, at least in this episode.
No, and overall, they're definitely going for his, you treat everybody else more like a human being than yourself. He's being the accepting, gregarious, and outgoing captain, which if you had a few moments of him, like sitting in a dark room by himself, or maybe he had to kind of pull himself together to go and do things, that might have been, some character. I don't know. That might have been something we could have recognized more of the Jeffrey Hunter in.
Yeah, I think I would like to have seen something like that. There's flashes of it, I think, in this season, but it's definitely not as pronounced as I would have liked it to been. But, at the same time, he's not Jeffrey Hunter, and this is not that same Pike. I mean, it is, but it's not.
Yeah, and I'm cool with him interpreting the character his own way, too.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that's what I was getting at.
I did like, there was that moment where he kind of bit Burnham's head off. When she was like, no, we can blah, blah, blah. And he kind of bit her head off and then goes, look, I don't mind dissent, but it needs to come with solutions. I thought that was a great piece of characterization to put in there.
Yeah. And it was little things like that. When he first comes aboard the ship and they're in the lift. I can't remember exactly what was said, but he kind of busts her chops there too, like in a mocking way.
Oh, okay. I don't think I paid enough attention to that because I was waiting to see if I remembered it right or wrong, if Linus sneezed on somebody or if that was the Orville.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he did. And I was so distracted by like, wait, was that an episode of the Orville or was that, no, he just snotted all over that dude. Oh, that one kind of caught me off guard a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say overall, I enjoy Pike and Discovery. I enjoyed this introduction of him. I guess we'll find out later in the season more of a reason why he's there. But yeah, I enjoy this version of Pike for sure. Even with all the nits I had to pick about him.
Yeah, I probably could get a little bit nitpickier or picky-nittier with the character, except I was so excited by the idea of having a season of Captain Pike. Something we never got to see. Even if it was a new interpretation, even if it was a whole new direction, just the idea of this captain, we get to see what he does for a whole season of being a captain of a ship.